Photography, a way to capture memories or conceal crimes. The story I just discovered about a serial killer's vacation photos completely changes how we think about documenting our travels.
That's quite an opening statement. What could possibly make vacation photos sinister?
Well, picture this scene. Early morning in Paris, a photographer is setting up the perfect shot of a street lamp, obsessing over composition and lighting, when suddenly red laser dots appear on his chest and he's surrounded by armed police.
Now, that's definitely not your typical tourist experience. What triggered such an intense response?
Here's where it gets fascinating. This seemingly innocent tourist photographer had been documenting his murders through what appeared to be ordinary travel photos. The truly chilling part? He couldn't even see the evidence of his own crimes in the pictures.
You mean he was looking at these photos and seeing something completely different from reality? How is that even possible?
Exactly. Like this one photo from Italy. In his mind, it's just a beautiful fountain surrounded by red rose bushes. But the actual photo shows those roses covered in blood, with the body of a gardener he killed using the man's own trimming shears.
That's absolutely terrifying. The human mind's capacity for self-deception must be incredibly powerful to block out something so horrific.
And what's really interesting is how he describes his process. He talks about following classical composition rules, about what the human eye finds attractive. He's completely wrapped up in this artistic narrative while being blind to his actions.
So essentially, he turned murder scenes into carefully composed artistic shots. That's beyond disturbing.
You know what's fascinating? Studies show that about 40% of people have significant discrepancies between their memories and actual photographic evidence of events, though obviously not usually to this extreme.
That really makes you think about how reliable our own memories and perceptions are, doesn't it?
And consider this. In the digital age, we take an average of 1.7 trillion photos annually. How many of those might be hiding details we're not consciously processing?
That's a chilling thought. But how did they finally catch him? It must have taken some serious detective work.
The story suggests it was international police cooperation. Think about it. He'd left a trail of victims across multiple countries, all documented in what appeared to be innocent travel photography.
The digital footprint must have been crucial in connecting all those dots.
And here's what's really unsettling. His final words when confronted with the evidence were simply, "I was just taking great shots," as if artistic merit somehow justified everything.
That level of disconnection from reality is just mind-boggling. It makes you wonder about the ethics of photography itself.
Well, consider this. Studies in criminal psychology show that about 2% of serial killers document their crimes in some way, but usually they hide this evidence, not display it proudly as vacation photos.
That makes this case even more unusual. He was essentially hiding his crimes in plain sight.
And think about how technology plays into this. Digital cameras make it so easy to take hundreds of photos without really processing what we're capturing.
That's true. We're all so focused on getting the perfect shot that sometimes we miss what's really happening right in front of us.
You know, this whole story really changes how I think about travel photography. Maybe sometimes it's better to just experience a moment rather than trying to capture it perfectly.
Though preferably without any murders involved in that decision-making process.
Right. I think I'll stick to taking photos in broad daylight from now on, surrounded by plenty of witnesses.
And maybe we should all pay a bit more attention to what's actually in our vacation photos before posting them online.
Well, one thing's for sure. This gives new meaning to the phrase killer photography.
That's definitely not the kind of shot anyone should be aiming for.